Strength is life, weakness is death. These are not just words, this is your life. I want you to forget yourself for some time and go into the minds of the following two personalities. Listen to their situations carefully and think what you would do if you were them. The first situation. You were from a well-respected big family with name and fame. Since childhood, you were not satisfied with all these materialistic things. You had been searching for spiritual awakening, but you couldn't find the right master to show you the right path. And you happened to visit India's one of the holy places, and you feel exhausted physically as well as mentally. You don't have money, you don't have hope, you feel exhausted physically and mentally, and you are trembling to walk, you are troubling to move even a bit, even one step forward. You are afraid of your present and future life in this unfair world. All of a sudden you encounter 6 to 7 ferocious monkeys in front of you. They started running towards you by making fierce noise. You start running without knowing a way to get escaped. You are running for your life. You are running for your survival. How can you handle this situation? Now the second situation. You are the daughter of a tenant. You pushed the door of an old-fashioned mill and it got opened. You walked in and took your place near the door. There was a gigantic, tough-looking man with cocky attitude saw and barked at you roughly. What do you want? Meekly you replied, my mummy says send her 50 rupees. I will not do it, the man retorted. Now you run on home. Yes, sir, you replied, but you did not want to move. The man went ahead with his work, so busily engaged, he did not notice that you had not left. When he looked up and saw you still standing there, he yelled at you, I told you to go home. Now go, or I will take a switch to you. You, a poor little girl, said, Yes, sir, but you did not budge an inch. He dropped a sack of grain he was about to pour into the mill hopper, picked up a barrel stave, and started towards you with an expression on his face that indicated trouble. His assistant held his breath, and it seemed he was certain about to witness a murder, as he knew this man had a fierce temper. When the man reaches the spot where you are standing, what will you do? See, our brain is like an ant. Our life and this world are like an elephant. An ant staying under the elephant cannot notice the elephant completely. The ant could view a part of it. Our brain may be like a sharp-sighted ant, but you cannot find answers for all our life's puzzles. It doesn't mean that you should adjust and live like a slipper irrespective of others' whips and beatings. There is something called assertive. Let's look at the first situation. The common view is if you don't run for your life, the monkeys will attack and kill you forcefully. If you only run, the monkeys will keep chasing you. The similar situation happened to Swami Vivekananda as well. He was instructed by a random monk, "Don't run, stand against them." These words seem to be simple, but he took that word as God's words. He stopped instantly and stand against those monkeys. They too stopped. He stepped forward. They started going backward. He took one more step, faster with greater confidence. They ran in different directions for their lives. In the second situation, he reached the spot where the child was standing. She quickly stepped forward one step, looked up into his eyes, and screamed at the top of her shrill voice, "My mama is got to have that 50 rupees. The man stopped, looked at her for a minute, then slowly laid the barrel stave on the floor, put his hand in his pocket, took out 50 rupees and gave it to her. The child took the money and slowly backed towards the door, never taking her eyes off the man whom she had just conquered. After she had gone, the man sat down on a box and looked out the window into space for more than 10 minutes. He was pondering with awe on the whipping he had just taken. That was the first time the assistant happened to see the child deliberately mastered an adult authority figure. Be assertive. Don't leave your rights for the sake of anything. Don't let any authority or any stranger to dominate or take control under your jurisdiction. Remember Swami Vivekananda's words. Strength is life. Weakness is death.